risk isn't even the main issue. Cassie just submitted a letter to the judge that she is afraid for her safety. Quote, Miss Ventura believes that Mr. Combs is likely to pose a danger to the victims who testified in this case, including herself, as well as to the community.
Sean Diddy Combs dropped to his knees and seemingly prayed in the courtroom after the verdict was read. Combs has been denied bail, the judge citing his history of violence and saying it's impossible to prove he would not pose a danger if released.
What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say when you put your girl on the snap.
This was another photo shown to the jury of Cassie trying to hide a very visible black eye and big swelling on the side of her head.
Yo, the streets are talking and it's getting real dangerous out here. Top security firms in Hollywood are straight up refusing to protect Cassie. Yeah, you heard that right. They're saying she's now a high-risk client after Diddy allegedly started sending unhinged threats, telling people he wants her gone. And now Cassie's lawyer, Douglas Wigdor, is out here scrambling, doing everything he can to keep her safe before something tragic happens.
That my view as her lawyer, a witness to this case and not a party, is that she was brutally honest.
Listen, this is no longer just about court battles or lawsuits. This is life or death now. Diddy's still locked up for the moment, waiting on his sentencing hearing in October. But get this, he's already plotting revenge from behind bars. Sources say he's out here making calls, sending threats, putting heat on everybody who dared to testify against him. And at the top of his hit list, Cassie. Why? Because she's the one who blew this whole thing wide open with her lawsuit. But here's the scary part: Diddy might not even stay behind bars till October. His legal team is already fighting hard to get him out early. Even his mom wrote the judge a whole letter swearing Diddy's no threat to anybody. But the people who went up against him, they're shook, they're terrified. They know what's coming if Diddy walks. And it's not just Cassie feeling the heat. Diddy's former chef, Jordan, says she fears for her life too, especially now that the verdict's out.
I want to be very clear. As a victim, as a former employee of Sean Combs, I do not feel safe. I am extremely traumatized. I do not know where to go from here.
And it gets crazier. Diddy's ex-bodyguard, big homie CC, said somebody literally tried to run him off the road after he snitched about the powerful people involved in Diddy's alleged blackmail ring.
Randomly, our car gets hit from the side by a blacked out vehicle. No license plate. That's happened 3 times this month so far. You know, I'm somebody where I've had FBI come to my house before and tell me they found a threat against my life.
Oh, and let's not forget I'll Be Sure Kim Porter's ex. Word is he went into hiding right after the verdict dropped. And remember, I'll Be Sure already said Diddy tried to kill him. So yeah, the block is hot. People's lives are really on the line now. And let's be clear, Diddy's not waiting. He's already out here moving pieces, making threats. And it feels like something could pop off at any moment. But let's circle back to Cassie because she's target number 1. Her lawyer, Douglas Wigdor, literally begged Judge Aaron Supermanian in a letter to keep Diddy locked up, saying if he walks out of that cell, the first thing he'll do is come after Cassie or her family. Cassie's lawyer made it crystal clear Mr. Combs is likely to pose a serious danger, not just to Cassie, but to every single person who testified against him and to the community at large. Now, the judge did make the call to keep Diddy locked up until his sentencing hearing. Why? Because his team failed to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Diddy isn't a threat. But Diddy's squad, oh, they're not giving up. They're out here fighting tooth and nail, pushing to flip the judge's decision and get Diddy out ASAP. Check this, they even threw a $1 million bond offer on the table. They promised the judge that Diddy would surrender his passport, only travel between Florida, California, and New York, and would agree to regular drug testing. Diddy's legal team swore he's not a flight risk and said he's been cooperative this whole time. But here's the thing, whether he runs or not isn't the real issue. The issue is he's still a major threat to the people who stood up against him, starting with Cassie, and now Cassie's stuck in a terrifying situation. Sis can't even. Find a top-tier security firm to protect her. Diddy's reach is that deep. Word on the street, according to TMs, is that Diddy's out here bribing private security companies to turn her down as a client. Let that sink in. This man is allegedly pulling strings from behind bars. If he's this bold while locked up, can you imagine what he'd do if he walks free? And what about her family? Cassie's not just worried about herself, she's got 3 children and her husband, Alex Fine, to think about. And don't forget, one of the witnesses revealed that Diddy allegedly plotted to take Alex out after Alex sent him some fiery messages. According to the New York Post, Alex Fine texted Diddy saying he wanted to beat the F out of him. Yup, he said it just like that. But here's the problem, Diddy doesn't let stuff like that go. He's known for holding grudges. He's known for plotting payback. And honestly, mental health experts have been saying this for years. Diddy fits the textbook definition of a narcissist. It's always about power, control, and revenge.
This behavior is consistent with a person who is immature, cold, callous, reckless, impulsive, angry, aggressive, and has a massive sense of entitlement. Sean was physically dominant and fearless during the attack. He didn't appear to be worried about anything except not getting his way.
See, here's the thing about Diddy not getting his way. That's what really sets him off. He's always said it loud and clear, whatever he wants, he gets. And now that he just beat a major charge, you already know he's feeling untouchable, like nothing and nobody can stop him.
I am the hardest hustler in the world. This is Savage Part 2. Don't tell me about shit. It's 2022 and I'm still a savage. Whatever I want, I get. Whatever I want, I fucking get.
But what does Diddy want more than freedom right now? Revenge. Cassie might be at the top of that list, but trust me, she's not the only one. Now multiple former associates are speaking up, saying they're terrified of what's coming next. And one of the loudest voices right now is Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Big Homie CC. He's already survived multiple attempts on his life. Big Homie recently sat down with Piers Morgan and dropped some serious tea. He said people started coming for him after he booked that interview like they wanted him gone. He was followed, he was nearly forced to crash his car, and it got so real that the FBI pulled up to his house and told him there was an active threat against his life.
After working in the industry, I converted my business to combat human trafficking. Last year, my team brought home 17 people, 4 children, 1 boy. And whenever these trials come about, the closer you get to the trial date, a lot of things start happening to remove people from the case that are going to strengthen the case for the prosecution. You know, it's been a hard time to line up this interview because the last time I was scheduled to be in this interview, randomly, our car gets hit from the side by a blacked out vehicle. No license plate. That's happened 3 times this month so far.
Really?
Somebody didn't want me to do this interview. Yeah, somebody didn't want me to do this interview. You know, I'm somebody where I've had FBI come to my house before and tell me they found a threat against my life. So, you know, I'm well versed in this world. But, you know, I got round the clock security. One of them was sitting right here with me right now. This is a dangerous game people are playing, and it's a good feeling for me to see the justice system prevail, and some people deserve.
And y'all, get this, Big Homie CC also said he started showing pneumonia symptoms right after he began exposing Diddy and calling out the shady stuff in the industry. Yeah, pneumonia. Now look, whenever pneumonia pops up in Diddy's circle, it's a huge red flag. Why? Because way too many people around Diddy have passed under suspicious circumstances. And more than once, the official cause? You guessed it, pneumonia. The most famous case? Kim Porter, Diddy's ex. Her sudden death is still raising eyebrows to this day, but we can't forget about I'll Be Sure, Kim's other ex. Just weeks before Diddy's verdict dropped, I'll Be Sure came forward with explosive accusations. He said he's 100% sure Diddy tried to have him killed back in 2002 right after he started asking questions about Kim's suspicious death.
Along this path, I've been poisoned 3 times. My toxicology report showed cyanide. And, you know, cyanide metabolizes into pneumonia in your body. So I've had pneumonia on 3 occasions. You know, and these problems didn't start for me until I started to speak out about people like this.
And when you connect the dots, it's looking real dangerous for anybody who dares to speak out against Diddy.
So you were in that coma in 2022.
You had the liver transplant, you had the tracheotomy, and all that stuff that went on.
Multi-system organ failure.
Yeah,
Wow. 60.
Have they figured out what happened yet?
We will.
No, I mean, have the doctors medically, like, what happened to you?
Yeah, what happened? So,
because you just collapsed, right?
Yeah, so, just mysteriously out of the blue, which we do talk about in the book, I was ignored. There was the most expensive PR campaign against me to shut me down. If you actually knew what they did to me, there was a bounty on my head. There was a bunch of stuff.
So do you think specifically then that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
My first time saying it.
Are you concerned that he still has power outside of incarceration?
Remember, I'm the only one who spoke up, and I'm the only one left alive.
Let's get back to Kim Porter's story, because I'll be sure is not buying the official narrative. Al said he never believed for 1 second that Kim just passed from pneumonia. He's been dropping hints that there's way more to this story stuff. That's coming out in his book soon. And guess what? He even said he was ready to testify in Diddy's trial.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby. Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time. And I'm, grabbing Sean like, what? And she's in the back going, stop, It's unfortunate.
Is Diddy suing you or threatening to sue you?
No.
No?
I have the truth.
But one thing is, you have volunteered to testify at the trial, correct?
Not as of yet. Actually, I was subpoenaed.
Okay.
So my attorneys worked something out. So I believe when the time is right, I'm going to discuss it with my attorneys.
But you're willing to?
Oh, absolutely.
But fast forward to now, and I'll be sure has gone completely silent. No comments on the verdict. No new posts. He's just gone. Sources close to him say he's scared. He really believes Diddy might circle back and try to finish the job. Fans are sounding the alarm. One person on X said, somebody better go protect I'll Be Sure. Diddy's gonna come out worse than he went in. Another fan straight up referenced New Jack City and said, I'll Be Sure should be standing outside the courthouse with a shotgun right now. And it doesn't stop there. Diddy's revenge list keeps getting longer. Now, his former chef, Jordan Atkinson, is speaking out too. She said the verdict left her completely traumatized and terrified for her life. Jordan's story? It's scary. She previously exposed Diddy for getting physical with her while she was working in his house. And worse, she says she personally witnessed Diddy putting hands on Cassie.so when Jordan heard that Diddy might walk free soon. She went on Instagram and said for the first time ever she genuinely fears for her life.
As one of the actual minor victims to Sean Combs' physical assault while I was employed by him, as someone who was a witness to the abuse towards Cassandra Ventura Fine during my time of working for Sean Combs, I would just like to say that this is a grave miscarriage of justice. Terrified is actually an understatement. I want to be very clear. As a victim, as a former employee of Sean Combs, I do not feel safe. I am extremely traumatized. I do not know where to go from here. I did submit my own letter to the judge. I stand by everything that I said. I knew that he beat Cassie Ventura Fine in 2009. I know that she was dragged from the vehicle, okay? I know that I saw her 2 days later at the London hotel when me and one of his assistants brought her a bag, okay? This was a miscarriage of justice. And beyond any of this, I don't really have anything more to say. And I really don't know where to go from here. Just know that I am terrified and I am traumatized. And it's honestly, fuck him.
And here's where it gets even messier. Jordan revealed that back in early 2024, the feds pulled up to her house and told her she was on the witness list. But after that, one of Diddy's lawyers reached out to her directly, not to negotiate, not to ask questions, but to intimidate her. And the wildest part, that lawyer let it slip Diddy somehow knew the feds had been to her house. So now you gotta ask, how deep do Diddy's connections really go? How is he still getting inside? Information from behind bars?
I was being contacted by Sean Combs' initial lawyer, Aaron Dyer. I have a voicemail that he left and text messages stating that Mr. Combs was aware of the visit from the government and that they would like to extend to cover my legal fees. These are facts. This, in my opinion, was witness tampering. I want to be very clear. As a victim, as a former employee of Sean Combs, I do not feel safe. I am extremely traumatized. I do not know where to go from here. I did submit my own letter to the judge. I stand by everything that I said. I knew that he beat Cassie Ventura fine in 2009. I know that she was dragged from the vehicle, okay? I know that I saw her 2 days later at the London hotel when me and one of his assistants brought her a bag, okay? This was a miscarriage of justice.
Now, some folks out here are saying, man, Diddy would have to be a straight up fool to try something after all this. He wouldn't risk going back to jail, right? But hold up, do y'all really know who we're talking about here? Diddy? He's not built like that. This is the same man who's known for holding grudges and clapping back hard. And let's be real, he's got money, power, and the type of connections that can make things happen without him ever getting his own hands dirty. Now, fans are seriously worried about Cassie. Some are saying the best thing she can do right now is pack up her family and disappear. Go ghost. Go into hiding. One fan wrote, Diddy is an evil bastard. I'd be worried. He's definitely gonna want revenge. But another fan hit even harder, saying she can't hide from him. He's worth way too much. He's powerful. She'll never be safe, and the scary part is they might be right. We've all seen the evidence, the witnesses, the way Diddy allegedly moves behind the scenes. This man has proven he can get away with anything, and you best believe he still feels untouchable. Some people think it's a reach to say Diddy would try to take Cassie out. But pause, let's not forget what happened to Kim Porter. She was young. She was healthy. She suddenly started having flu symptoms. And just a week later, gone. The official cause? Pneumonia. But here's the kicker, Kim had no serious medical issues. No history of chronic illness. She literally passed just hours after telling people close to her that, I think someone poisoned me, let that sit with you. This ain't just gossip anymore. It's starting to sound like a dangerous pattern.
That the night before Kim Porter passed, that she group texted some close friends saying that he got me, and that Kim also insinuated in that text that she felt like she had been poisoned.
And let's not forget about the timeline. Diddy's abuse toward Cassie, that finally ended when she got away in October 2018. And guess what happened less than a month later? Kim Porter was gone November 15th, 2018. Now you tell me, is that just a coincidence? Or is there something darker going on here? The scariest part? There are way too many eerie parallels between what Diddy allegedly did to Cassie and what he reportedly put Kim through. And that's why people are genuinely fearing for Cassie's life right now, especially when top security firms are refusing to protect her. Meanwhile, Diddy's camp, they're already making moves, already making calls, already playing chess. Cassie's in a dangerous spot, 3 kids, a husband, no solid protection, no one really stepping in to keep her safe. Even the people around her are getting nervous now. Word is, paparazzi are popping up in weird places looking like they're being paid to stalk her family. And shortly after the verdict dropped, somebody snapped creepy photos of her husband, Alex Fine, getting out of a car with one of their daughters. Think about it, there's no real reason to be photographing Alex with the kids. It's not news. It's not a story. It's not a celeb sighting. This feels like a straight up intimidation tactic. And now, sources close to Cassie are saying sis has already packed her bags. She knows it's not safe. She knows what kind of game Diddy plays. Hit that like, smash subscribe, and drop your thoughts below. This tea's getting hotter.